Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Glad to be back.
Today we're going deep into the world of Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán.
Yeah, El Chapo.
And we're working with some fascinating excerpts from Starplay Studio Docuseries.
Right.
Season 2, Episode 5.
Okay, great.
And I gotta say, El Chapo's story,
I know,
it's more than just another crime saga, right?
It is.
Like it's a look into the heart of the drug trade and like all these complex factors.
He really is.
That fueled his rise to power.
It is. And it's truly fascinating how El Chapo's journey kind of reflects this larger narrative about like the drug trade's grip on specific regions.
Yeah, like just think about it for a second.
Yeah.
Like small village in Mexico.
Yeah.
To becoming the head of a $1 billion empire.
Yeah, like I mean, you gotta think about the lack of opportunities.
Right. And it's like a dark twist on this whole exactly. bags to riches kind of story.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
And speaking of twists, can we talk about his nickname?
Yeah.
El Chapo.
You shorty.
Shorty.
Yeah.
For the leader of the Sinaloa Cartel.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of ironic, right?
It is. It makes you wonder if there was kind of like maybe, people underestimating him.
Right.
Maybe even his rivals.
Right. But beneath that unassuming nickname.
Exactly. A strategic mastermind.
This mastermind. And like
you think about his smuggling techniques.
The tunnels.
The tunnels, especially, It just shows, how resourceful he was.
I mean, these tunnels were more than just holes in the ground.
Right.
I mean, some of them...
Over a mile long. It's crazy.
Over a mile long.
Yeah.
Complete with...
Ventilation, rail systems.
Ventilation.
You're talking
like a
audacious logistics.
A major operation here.
Right. Like, what does that tell us about the reach of the Sinaloa Cartel during El Chapo's reign?
Well, it tells us they were operating on a scale that rivaled legitimate businesses.
Right.
I mean, maybe even surpassing them in some ways.
Yeah, I mean...
they were moving massive quantities of drugs across borders.
Yeah,
making tons of profit.
Of power, those tunnels.
Solidifying El Chapo's control,
But also kind of a vulnerability, right?
But it did show, a reliance on predictable routes, right? That law enforcement could exploit.
And they did eventually, but it took a long time.
And let's not forget about the escapes.
Oh, the escapes.
It added to the legend of El Chapo.
Excellent.
Laundry cart.
Oh, yeah.
Another mile-long tunnel.
Mile-long tunnel out of his prison cell. It's
crazy.
Bold, but it
sounds like a movie.
It does, but I think it also kind of points to flaws in the system, right?
Right, exactly.
I mean, each escape it raised
about
serious questions about the corruption, the complicity,
right?
The effectiveness of security measures.
I mean, definitely fueled this.
Oh, absolutely.
Public perception of him as invincible, right?
It did. And that makes his final capture in 2016 even more
2016
even more intriguing.
Secret meetings with Hollywood actors.
Yeah,
betrayal from his inner circle.
Well, I know, it's like
some of it a movie. Right.
Yeah, it is. It reminds you that even the most powerful criminal empires, they're built on, on shaky foundations.
Right.
You've got power struggles, you've got betrayals.
Right.
Exactly. And then ultimately you've got the combined efforts. Of these international law enforcement
to take him down.
Agencies. And that proved to be El Chapo's downfall.
And now he's serving a life sentence.
Right.
Supermax prison, but the Sinaloa Cartel.
Right.
Still around.
Still a major player. Right.
In the drug trade?
In the drug trade, exactly.
So
taking down a kingpin, it's a big victory.
Yeah, it's a big win.
But it doesn't necessarily dismantle the entire organization.
Right.
But Sinaloa Cartel is a prime example.
Yeah, exactly.
Of how these networks can adapt and continue operating even when they lose, these key figures.
So what are the long-term solutions?
Right. Well,
I mean, how do we combat these,
That's the $1,000,000 question, isn't it?
Deeply entrenched organizations.
Yeah.
I mean, how do we disrupt their operations?
It's complex, no easy answers.
Yeah.
You need international cooperation.
Yeah.
You got to address the root causes that drive people to the drug trade.
Right.
You got to find ways to weaken
weaken that.
The cartel's economic power.
It's a sobering thought,
It is. It is.
To realize that.
It makes you think about,
Even with El Chapo behind bars.
The families, the communities.
This fight is far from over.
Ravaged by the violence, the addiction.
Right.
Fueled by the drug trade.
El Chapo's story might be over, but consequences are still...
The consequences, they're still...
Rippling outwards.
Yeah, this deep dive, I mean...
Eye-opening.
Eye-opening, to say the least.
It is.
Small village to a global empire.
This rise and fall.
It captures your imagination.
Captures the imagination, yeah.
But it also exposes this dark underbelly of the drug trade.
It does. Yeah. It does. So where do we go from here? What's the future?
Right. What's the next chapter?
Yeah, the future of this fight.
In this fight against organized crime?
It's definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
Huge thank you to Starplay Studio.
Great source material.
For the captivating source material.
Yeah.
If you're looking for more
gripping stories.
Gripping stories like this.
Yeah.
Follow them.
Yeah, follow
on all social media platforms.
Social media, yeah.
You will not.
You won't be disappointed.
No. And as always, thank you all for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
On this deep dive, we'll
see you next time.
See you next time.
Yeah, bye.